Yo, JD here, Limitless, and as you can see, we are back on F1 2021 as always. And in today's video, we arrive at round, I believe, 11 or 12 of BRS at Portimao, Portugal. It's been a little while since I've done a league race recently. We've been on a break week. And coming into this round, I only have an 11-point lead over Snipes SB after he won the last round at Bahrain and I failed to score any points. So all of a sudden, this championship was looking quite comfortable. Now we have to actually get some big points because I'm actually missing, there's 4 rounds to go including this one. I'm actually missing Singapore because I'm away that weekend. So we really need to maximize it here. And you might notice that this is actually short qualifying since the race started a bit later due to the delays of the actual qualifying of Jeddah at the weekend. So we decided not to do the full qualifying and just stick with the short. And rain is actually scheduled for around 20-25 minutes into the race. So I decided to go out on the medium tyres and see what I could do. And this lap right here, I actually think it's one of the best laps I've done so far on this game. It was my PB on the medium tyre itself. And we just did this pretty much straight out the box. And yeah, I was very, very happy with this lap. But Portimao, Portugal, I would say it's probably one of the strongest tracks for the controller and people who use ABS as well. If you look on the leaderboard, I think it's pretty much all filled with people who use ABS. And there's a guy called James 2004 in here, James B 2004, who set a 16.9. A 16.4 on mediums. Oh my god. Which I was very, very happy with, as you can tell.
How did I do that?
He's actually the world record holder, or he was the world record holder around here. He uses the controller, ABS, and actually automatic gears as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is just quite crazy how he could be that fast with that. But as you can see, the rain is scheduled to come between 15 and 30 minutes into this race. So I was really hoping that the gamble to start on the mediums would pay off. And you can see we came P13 yet. We were the highest medium runner, but I think if I went on softs I could have got pole on a pretty decent lap. My PB was a 15.6, so but I felt like this strategy would be the better choice since softs really do start to deteriorate after 11 or 12 laps. So depending on how quickly or how late the rain comes, this might be a very good strategy call, as Snipes SB starting towards the back of the grid, so he didn't have a particularly great qualifying. So now we've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and as they go out now, trying to get a reasonable start, which we do as Kimi gets an absolutely unreal start on the mediums. You can see up ahead here. So we're just going to play it safe because with 4 rounds to go and we're only able to do 3 of them. The final round is actually double points at Abu Dhabi as well. We really have to try and maximise this. And like Verstappen said at the weekend, first you need to finish, you need to get points rather than then retire from the race. And that's exactly what we need to do here as well. So if we could just keep on trying to outscore Snipes SB and LOA Maris as well, then that would be a big, big plus. You can see here on this first lap, we've actually made up a couple of positions. So just putting our car in the right places. And now we're just going to slot into this race where the soft runners should be much, much faster in the first 8 or 9 or so laps, as we're almost running to the back of BRS Ermine here. But yeah, we're just going to settle into this now and try and get into a rhythm. But yeah, was feeling quite good coming into this race. I actually did quite a lot of practice as well. Portimao used to be one of my worst tracks on the calendar, and I really, really worked hard to become much better at it. With a 15.6 PB in qualifying, I was extremely happy of that. So now we skip on to lap 8, and we've pretty much just been stuck in this train for the entire time. And that's one of the things of this circuit, especially if you're in a DRS train. It's so hard to overtake. ERS is very precious around this circuit. You cannot afford to waste it too much, and that's why you can see we're not even attacking the Red Bull driver up ahead of us, because then he could just use his, and he's got the DRS ahead of him. There really is just no point doing that. So, but you might have just heard what I just said there, that the lead group is starting to get away. So I was in a little bit more of a mood to get a move on into this race. So I could see Ermine made a slight mistake there. This could be an opportunity. So he goes defensive. So I'm going to try and go around the outside of him. Go by side. Does he leave him room? Yes, he does. So nice fair racing from him. So respect for that. But we weren't going to get done on this occasion. And we figured that got the inside there. But that's way too much of a risk to do at this stage of the race. And also for the championship as well. So each lap I felt like the mediums were slowly but surely starting to cross over with the softs, and it's really around about this point I would say that the mediums are going to become the faster compound of tyre, especially since we started on fresh mediums as we qualified P13, trying to start in the top 10 on the mediums. But these guys are on used softs, and now you can see exactly what we mean. So now we're taking a bit of a risk now attacking, but again, all he has to do is just use a bit of the ERS, and we decided to back out of that. Don't really want to go be so side by side going to a corner, so let's think about it again. Just try to put him offline as much as possible. Try to get a good exit of this corner, but yeah, absolutely nothing we could do there. You can see a few cars up ahead of us are going side by side as well, so it is starting to get a little bit frantic up ahead. Still got some good tyre wear on these tyres here, and he goes out wide, so we're going to get down the inside, and this time that was a bit of a risk, but I decided to go for it anyway because I felt like I'd have the better traction. But now we're going to go side by side, going into this blind corner, then into another blind corner, leaving some room on the inside. And we managed to get the move done. So up into P10 now. And Kimi up ahead of us, who did qualify the softs, but he managed to get the P11, P12 spot. He's also on the mediums, and that is only the next medium runner up ahead of us now. And yeah, that was a pretty nice move to make. A nice, great racing between myself and Ermine there. Nice and respectful. That could have ended quite badly, but thankfully he gave enough room on that occasion. The rain says in the next 5 minutes or so, but sometimes it can be a bit longer than that. As you can see, a couple people had pitted there, so this is the point where if you're not having a good tyre wear management on the softs, then you really need to pit. As we're going side by side with Kimi, deciding to back out of that, but then my teammate also lets me go. So again, fair play to him and appreciate him not fighting that too hard. But as I was saying, this is where the softs are at their critical point, especially people who started in the top 10 on those used softs. They're going to need to have some good tyre wear management, otherwise they're going to be in big, big trouble. And I think a few people are going to try and stay out until it starts raining. But these medium set of tyres are just far superior at this stage of the race. So once again, we're going to be pushing to make this overtake on Kimi, going side by side, and I don't think he's going to fight this particularly hard, as we're going to go into this turn 1, taking that position up into P6 now. But you can see these guys up ahead who are teammates in the Mercedes. No one else ahead of us is on the medium tyre, and it has actually started to rain as well. As you can see, Ermine has pitted, so he's doing a quite fast lap, but I think it's going to turn wet by the time these guys have pitted to have another set of dry, so I don't think they're going to be a major factor in this race. So I was thinking about going down maybe the inside again, but just going to take our time a little bit because I was pretty sure that one of these guys would have to pit soon. And you can see we just got so much more grip than these soft runners up ahead of us at this stage of the race. So again, just go be patient. No point diving down the inside there. Just go wait for this main straight and try to be as close as we possibly can. There's Kimmy or Kirby, who is a new driver in this league, I believe, has just got a 3-second time penalty, but he is very, very fast behind us. And we tried to do a bit of a dummy to the pits here, but none of these guys fell for it because they might as well probably just stay out since it's so close to the rain. Goxie, 25. Red light is flashing, so we're just going to take advantage of this. And we're going to go side by side in here, trying to hang it around the outside, but then we go down the inside and get this move done. And that was a very crucial move indeed. And now we're up into P5 in this race. So skipping towards the end of this lap, I believe this Mercedes has to pit because the soft tyres are going to be absolutely dead at this stage. But no, he decides to stay out. I think his teammate is going to box himself. Well, no, he doesn't. They're still going to stay out. So at risk of punch of territory. You can see the gap is 8 seconds to Morris and 6 seconds to AMS Rye UK. And you can see at the end of this lap, we've actually gained about a second on both of those drivers. And now it's James B 2004, the man who is the world record holder around here on the controller, is 7.5 seconds up ahead. Let's see what that gap is going to be coming towards the end of this lap. As we do that, the gap is now down to 5.7 seconds. We've actually broken away from the cars behind. Our championship rival Snipes SB is behind in 5th place. And now James is pitted because I don't think he really has any other option. And to be honest, at this stage, I still felt it wasn't wet enough for intermediate. So this is working into our favour very, very nicely indeed. But HP455 has retired. And what is that going to do? It's going to bring out, is it going to be the virtual? No, it's going to be the full safety car. And honestly, I'd rather have not had a safety car. I would have rather it continued because I think the wets, they're just not going to be working in those conditions. And we could have just kept on going and going for another 3 to 4 laps before the intermediates really took shape. So, yeah, the safety car, I don't think really benefited me there at all. If anything, it could actually hinder the race a bit. So coming through into here now, coming out 2.6 seconds. And the gap was 5.7 seconds. So what's it going to be now? It should be coming down by quite a bit. And he's just got out ahead of me. So safety car has helped in that aspect. But I felt without that safety car, we would have maybe done a massive overcut. And we had a lot fresher tyres as well. But now it's the safety car is going to come in. It's going to be a direct head-to-head against myself and the world record holder around here. And I know myself from being on a controller in the past that these are the best conditions for a pad/controller player. And yeah, so I've definitely got a bit of a fight in my hands. But I'm going to give it my best effort. Snipes SB is actually up into 4th place. So he's done a very good race himself so far. And we're just going to try and keep with James as much as we possibly can. And Kirby, again, as I said before, has a 3-second time penalty behind us. So we don't really need to focus on so much on what's going on behind. But at the moment, the grip, it feels okay, but it still doesn't feel like it's completely intermediate condition because the DRS is actually still enabled as well. But you're about to see, coming into here now, Snipes SB has just dropped out of the top 5. And if you're wondering why that is, we're going to have a little snippet of what happened to him on the restart. So he actually gets an amazing restart. He has to take a little bit of a risk in this championship if he wants to stay within it. But no, he decides to actually let Kirby go. But then going into this right-hander, yeah. I think there's going to be stewards about that, but yeah, let me know what you think of that. I think he unfortunately just ran into the back of him there, which is unfortunate because he was doing a great race. But for me, for my championship-wise, that's probably not a bad thing to happen at this stage. But right here now, I'm just going to do my absolute best to try and stay with James as much as possible. And I still can't believe he's using automatic gears, which is not to take a dig, but actually something I find quite impressive, that automatic, you're able to go this fast with automatic. I think that's one of the main complaints about F1 2021 is that the assists actually sometimes give you speed or makes it equal to no assists in terms of pace, when no assist should be much harder, but it should be
it's not like
more rewarding in performance once you perfect it. That's my opinion of it, at least, and that's how it was on previous games as well. So as we're skipping on ahead, we're still just trying our best. We're taking some very different lines actually coming through into here. We also have Kirby behind us, who seems to be very fast, but now we've actually gone deep into this corner, and DRS is still enabled. So
tires are shit.
We could have actually got in the DRS zone here, and that has just blown our chances of doing that, because the detection point is coming up right here now. And yeah, that could have been a crucial moment in this race.
Oh my God,
as you can see, a Kirby DRS has now been enabled, so we would have got it for that straight anyway, but it would have been in the middle sector, as you hear me doing a bit of a Max Verstappen complaining over the radio here, when I'm just complaining that he's overtaken me here, which is just going to cost us time. But no, looking back at it, yeah, you just need to stop moaning a bit. That's just what happens in the moment, unfortunately. You just get frustrated, but always when you watch it back, you always have a bit of a different perspective. And you can see we've actually got the DRS on him now, but he's fighting quite hard with the overtake button. I've actually started to close in again a little bit on James B, as he was pulling weight ever so slightly. So I felt like if he got a 3-second penalty, if we could keep it within the 3 seconds, then we might have a chance to win this race. As coming off the exit here, we do have the DRS, and yeah, not quite close enough to go for the overtake going into there. But I felt like at this stage I was a little bit faster than Kirby up ahead of me. But in these conditions, no, Portimao in the wet without DRS, you pretty much can't overtake unless someone makes a absolutely massive error. As we have a bit more team radio now.
Of course it has. Of course it has now.
And as I was saying, if you don't have the DRS, which DRS has now just been disabled when I was getting quite close to the back of Kirby, because I think we were close enough now to actually make an overtake down the straight. Now the DRS has actually been disabled. So that's how long it took for the inters to become fully wet conditions. And yeah, that's why I think the safety car wasn't that beneficial. I think if the safety car didn't come out, I think we could have done a massive overcut, in my opinion. I think James B would have been in quite a bit of trouble. But now we're coming under attack from Luciano up behind.
So much time behind this guy.
But he does have, everyone behind me does have some time penalties as well. So coming through into here again. See, James B is slowly starting to get away now. So my teammate is now going to the pits. We're coming off the exit of this corner. He's decided to let me go, which I know he has 6 seconds of worth of time penalties. But yeah, I don't know why he's decided to let me go. And yeah, in the moment, you obviously don't mind being given a free position. But for the spirit of racing, I don't think people should ever do that. Maybe if it's for a teammate or something like that. But or maybe you had like 15-20 seconds worth of penalties. But yeah, even with 6 seconds worth of penalties, I wouldn't really...
I'll take it.
...feel the need for someone to do that. But we come home in P2. So not a particularly long race here today, but for the championship, it's good for the championship. Snipes at Speed didn't actually get any points because he got damaged there and had to pit again, and I think he DNF'd. And then anyway, Maris only finished in P10. So a few stewards inquiries still going on, so we'll get the full standings next time. But hopefully you enjoyed that race. You enjoyed the F1 Grand Prix. Make sure to visit www.coachlimitless.com if you'd like a one-to-one 90-minute tutorial session with me or coaching session with myself. Make sure you click the join button to join my YouTube membership where you can get access to my SERPs, discount on coaching, and priority invite for open lobbies. Hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.